My hair and I would like to make you a video. Hi Jilly and other lovely viewers as well. I'm in a weird angle today because there's like so much sun. Hold on, watch. Oh god, so much sun because it's the morning. I keep thinking I'm going to make a video on Thursday or Friday afternoon, and I think this on, Monday or Tuesday, and then by Thursday and Friday afternoon I feel dead inside, so Saturday morning, but then there's like sun. Not the point, not the point. Yeah, so about a month ago, Katie, aka The Strange Mango, but actually on her Vincent Van Stop channel, which is her kind of like booktubery channel, tagged me in the Influential Books Tag, and I was like, thank you, Katie, because of course I need to do this, and then I'm not getting around to it till just now, but better late than never. Better late than never. Starting off as just like a little kid, I know that like the day in grade school where we got to go to the library, that we had like one day a week where we had library time and we would go, and sometimes she would read us a book, and then we would have time to walk around and get to pick out a book to take home for that week or whatever. And the first really influential thing I remember is a book of scary short stories that was called, I just looked it up, In a Dark, Dark Room and Other Scary Stories by Alvin Schwartz. But the story that I really remember is about this girl who always wore a green ribbon around her neck, and then like she grew old and she got married and stuff, and her husband was always asking her like what's up with this ribbon and stuff. At the very end she takes the ribbon off and her head falls off, and I was like, a gasp. And I don't know, I just think that's probably, I always read like fantasy type of stories and things like that. I think is one of the first kind of things that got me into that genre, as opposed to, more of the serious books like when you're a kid, but like plain books. And also in library time they read us The Giver, and again it was just like one of those first things that I read that was like, oh, an alternate universe, like another kind of, it's like my world, but it's not like my world. And I think those two things especially just really got me on the road to more fantasy genre books. Then fast forwarding kind of into high school, I think the next really influential thing I read was Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. It was suggested to me by a girl named Nicole who was in my homeroom, and we had started talking and becoming friends, and she would give me these amazing book suggestions, and the first one I think that she ever gave me was Neverwhere, and Neil Gaiman has turned out to be my favorite author of all time. Was probably really the first like adult writer, if you're going to talk about like YA versus adult, although I read so much YA now, so yeah, so that was definitely one of my first forays into, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this book, I'm going to reread this book kind of thing. And my other thing I discovered in high school was Douglas Adams, at which point I was off my mega collection of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books. But the very first one I actually just found wandering around the school's library, and it was like on the bottom shelf, and I kind of picked it up and was like, what is this strange cover with this little green circle dude with the big smile and don't panic and all this stuff. And I think the first one I read was actually The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, which is not the first one, but I was just so excited, like, what is this writing style? It's so quirky and so weird, and I think probably reading stuff like that is going to have an influence on you. It's going to make you kind of think about things different. Like, maybe that's why I have weird responses sometimes. Sometimes people are like, why would you think to say that when, as a response, I'm like, I don't know, it's just the first thing that popped into my mind. So I think reading something like that that is so different from a traditional book is going to have some sort of influence on you if you really like that, and I really love Douglas Adams. Now, if you know me, if you've been watching these videos, and you read the title of this video before you even started watching this video, you knew I was going to bring up Harry Potter in my Influential Books Tag, but you might wonder why I didn't bring it up earlier. Well, kids, that's because I'm old, okay? Harry Potter was not out when I was a kid. And in fact, I was already, I guess it was in like 8th grade and then the beginning of high school when Harry Potter started to become a thing here in the US, and I literally had no idea about it. It was not on my radar. No one around me was ever talking about it, and it just wasn't a thing. Like, I think I remember maybe one time walking into a bookstore and seeing a bunch of Harry Potter books and being like, I don't even know what this is. Can you imagine the horrible life of poor Amanda before Harry Potter? But what actually happened was, I guess when the first movie came out on DVD, must have been, I think it was right after I graduated high school, so maybe summer of 2000 or almost 2000, no, it might have been 2001. But anyways, I'll look it up later and put a thing right there. My friend's little brother, who was maybe in the 6th or 7th grade at the time, started to get really into Harry Potter and had stuff like hanging on his door when I came over. I'd be like, what is this? And he bought the DVD. And so my friend was like, do you want to watch it? And I was like, oh, sure. And as I'm watching this first movie that I was watching, Sorcerer's Stone, I was like, oh my God, like I could feel it. I could feel the seed of obsession for the rest of my life growing. Like, I was just instantly hooked. So of course I went out and bought the first, I think 4 books were already out, and I just like read through them, and then the 5th one was the first one that I got to like wait for midnight. And you know, of course it's a huge influence on me. It's so much of what I really love these days is based around that. And I think it got me into reading, you know, other books that weren't just supposed to be for adults. I had never really considered that before Harry Potter, and so I really am glad that I just happened to be friends with somebody who had a little brother so that I could know about that, because I'm afraid that I could have gone, you know, years and years and been one of those sad people who's like, I've never seen a Harry Potter. I hate it when people say that to me. It makes me so sad for them. Okay, this was a super long one, or longer one, because I knew it would be. Sometimes the tag ones do, and then I ramble, and I'm talking about these books that I really love, and I didn't even get to bring up a lot that I probably could talk about, but let me know if you've done this one already. I think Nancy did this one already, and of course go check out Katie's on her Vincent Van Stott page, and if you want to do it, and then tell me that you did it. And Jilly and other lovely viewers as well, I will talk to you later. Bye.